Righto, welcome back to the channel. Today we've got something a bit different to have a look at. We're going to put a set of coilovers in a little Daihatsu pickup ute type thing, little 3-cylinder thing. It's quite a cool little car actually. We'll be doing it at my son's workshop, JJ's Garage in South Geelong on Bar and Terrace there. If you need any work done, give him a call. Anyway, on our way over there now, we'll get stuck into this little car, and show you how it's all done. Here we are now at JJ's. This is what we'll be working on today. Little Daihatsu, 3-cylinder little jobby. It's got the side skirts and all that sort of gear on it.
Alright, it's locked. The remote's funny too, but I don't know.
Here's the owner, Jack.
G'day.
Who's it from? Who makes them?
I think it's from Hijet Performance. It's a brand that I'm actually not very familiar with myself, to be honest with you. But apparently have really good reviews, very reasonably priced as well, from what Lee was telling me. So
Lee's the owner, yeah.
That's correct.
Yep.
Yeah. So let's get them unboxed and see kind of how good they look, I guess. So on the Hijets, they're a pretty easy system.
What's the make and model of the car?
It's a Daihatsu Hijet. So yeah, they're only released in Japan and stuff like that. So very, very simple build, like really no frills at all. But yeah, honestly, I'm thinking this job's hopefully, fingers crossed, going to be a pretty easy one though. In terms of all of the suspension out there, the suspension on these things look incredibly easy to work on.
Yep. So what extras are on it? Like, what modifications have you done to it?
So obviously it's got a custom body kit on it.
Yep.
Obviously the paint as well.
Yep.
And some nice wheels. It's already on coilovers, but the reason why we're changing them is just because it's got some interference issues here and there. It's making some metal-to-metal contact somewhere.
Which isn't good.
The front shock absorbers.
Yep.
But apart from that, the car is absolutely perfect, absolutely immaculate, really, really good.
It's a cool looking little thing, isn't it?
Yeah, very different.
Yeah. What's the interior like?
It's actually really fancy in there. I don't know whether those seats are custom stitched or anything like that, but I mean, they're pretty nice, to be honest with you.
For the size of it, it looks pretty good inside, doesn't it?
Yeah, and actually sitting in it, there is actually quite a fair bit of room. Like, you'd happily drive this for quite a while and not get uncomfortable, I don't think.
Yep.
So, yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah.
To my knowledge, they're just a pretty basic 3-cylinder engine in there, nothing too fancy, automatic transmission. They drive really, really well for what they are, actually.
Yep. And they're power steering as well.
Yeah, power steering, pretty sure aircon and all that. It's got a nice radio.
4-wheel discs or just on the front? Yeah. No, it looks like it's got drums on the back. Yeah.
Petrol engine, nothing fancy.
I love the number plate.
No frills, yeah. It's
no frills, that's cool as. Alright, let's try and get this thing up in the air and do a bit of work on it. As you can see, we had to put jack stands under the front so we can take the wheels off while it's down. So we've got room for the hoist to fit there.
Yeah, they don't really, they don't necessarily have the best sort of jacking locations on these cars. But one thing that makes it incredibly difficult with this one is the actual, like how low the body kit hangs.
Because of the body kit, yeah.
Obviously, when we lift up the arms of the hoist, we don't want them to contact that and potentially crack anything.
Yeah, no,
so.
you don't want it to foul or anything.
Oh my god. It's actually
I reckon the wheel on my rocket's probably bigger and heavier than that.
That's a skateboard wheel right there.
Yeah. Look at that. It's easy.
Alright, we'll go ahead and lift it up.
Alright.
Pretty much from here, what we need to do is we obviously need to remove the 2 bolts that mount it to the hub. That's a piece of piss. Take this this ABS wire off. There's a 10mm over here which holds on your other your ABS wire and your brake hose here. Then pretty much it's completely finished from the bottom. It's literally 4 bolts or 3 bolts and you're all sorted.
Sweet. So what are you doing there?
So at the moment we're just removing all of the wires and the hoses off the back of the hub assembly, or the bottom of the strut I suppose you could say. And then after that we just need to loosen off these 2 bolts here, then we can pretty much completely remove the bottom section of it. And then up the top is just one big nut up there, so pretty easy. Alright. Might just remove that.
Okay, we're doing the left side now. Just loosening off the 2 bottom bolts. There you have it.
Easy as that. Now everything else is just from the top.
Yep. Now we'll have to drop it back down and start from inside the cab, I guess.
Pretty much.
It's that light, it takes forever for it to come down. Alright, you've lifted the seat up now and it gives you access to the top of the coilover.
That's right.
Once you get that friggin' rubber boot off.
I think you might need a pick.
Boom, and out it comes.
Easy as that. we go.
Yep.
So these aren't actually full like true coilovers. These are basically just an inserted like collar that basically goes over everything and allows you to adjust the height of the suspension. So really they're not like a true coilover like what we're about to put in them. So in this design, this is obviously a proper true coilover because the entire unit is essentially threaded all the way through. Then you can just twist up this bottom collar, whereas that uses the factory shock absorber and everything, and you're basically just giving yourself height adjustment. That's all you get really. So on here we've got full adjustment in the like dampening and stuff like that.
Yep.
There's a little like valve in there that you can turn.
Oh, okay.
So you can change your rebound stiffness and stuff like that.
Yep. So when you set them up here on the bench, do you measure the height of these ones
Essentially,
and then set those up to the same height as them?
That's correct, yeah. So we'll get a tape measure, go from essentially the lowest point to the highest point. We'll just get a measurement and then just set them up exactly the same height.
Roger.
Now, normally, yeah, you definitely want to make sure that you compress the springs, but in this case, there's just no energy left in them by the time it even gets to that point anyway, so yeah, no need for that with these. Cool.
Even so, you could have backed the coil off anyway, couldn't you? If it was under, if there was,
Yeah, exactly.
if it was storing energy, you could back it off and then undo the nut on top, so you don't blow your friggin' head off.
So we want to match 70 centimetres.
So we measured the old ones before and they were 77 centimetres.
Well, 370, sorry.
370,
Yeah, 370. So essentially, what we want to do from here is...
So 370 millimetres.
Yeah. So we've got quite a distance to travel. There we go, bang on. So,
Easy as that.
Cool. Another thing that I will quickly do is I'll take the measurement from the bottom of the spring up to where it meets the top of the shocker body, so that way we can keep the geometry even all the way around. So we're at exactly 70 mil. There we go. So we pretty much can't go wrong so long as I'm matching everything up. Obviously, if you're doing it for like performance applications and stuff, you really wanted to maximize the feel or anything from your suspension, then yeah, you'd probably want to take it to a alignment shop, get them to really go over it all and get it all adjusted absolutely perfectly, but in this case, we'll be fine.
So now it's just a case of using the C-spanners to lock it in place, yeah?
Correct, yeah.
Yep.
Which I always forget the right direction.
Time to reinstall. Just whack the nut on top, tighten it up.
Bob's your father's money.
No, Bob's your old man. Well, my old man anyway, he's your grandfather.
Yeah, well.
Now we have the new ones going in.
Awesome.
All done?
That's this side all done.
That's the front all finished, left and right. So now we're moving on to the back.
That's it. So the back is literally, we're just pretty much replacing the shock absorbers. That's all it is.
Yep.
So they're adjustable shock absorbers on the back. So pretty much, I'm guessing these leaf springs probably don't do a whole lot, to be honest with you. They're pretty small.
I just can't get over the size of the diff.
Yeah.
Your head's bigger than the diff.
I mean, that's not hard. It's bigger than a 9-inch, to be fair.
Okay, so we've taken the stock shockers out of the back. Jack's now getting the new ones out. I'll show you the difference between the stock and the modified.
So that is what they look like at full extension.
Okay, that's pretty nice, isn't it? The way that's adjustable, fully adjustable shock absorber. Yeah.
Then you've got
your rebound.
Stiffness here.
Yeah. Opening. Yeah, nice.
Cool.
Yeah. So what do? You just measure that to the same size as the stock one?
Essentially, yeah. Yep.
So that has got to come down to the same length as that. And then you just lock it in place?
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice setup, isn't it? I like that.
That's it.
That's it. New one's going in. It's just a matter of tightening up the bolts. And that's it. Rear end's done. Easy. Alright, job's done. Time to take the test drive. Oh, look at it. It looks like a freaking transformer.
Test drive. Definitely needs a wheel one.
Oh, does it? Yeah. Yeah.
Front wheels are like way off this now.
Well, that's it for this episode. The coil layers are all fitted. Front and rear. No problems. He's taken for a test drive. Runs good. Needs a front end alignment, but I'm sure he'll get that sorted. So yeah, back to the customer. So if you like this video, give us a big thumbs up, and we'll see you in the next one.